Today I'm going to show you how to use the Issues and Controversies database for your National History Day project. We're going to start this by looking at the West Valley School District's Social Studies page and go from there. This has been linked to the YouTube video, but it's also been included in Google Classroom, and I'll link it as well. So we're going to start here. We're going to begin by clicking on Research, and we're going to click on WVSD Databases. So once these populate, you're going to see that we have a list here. The CIA World Factbook is not a database that we use for the National History Day project, so that one doesn't really help. But all the links and the passwords and the logins are down below. But since this is going to be on the internet, I didn't want to reveal that information, but you should be able to access it on your Chromebook. So in order to do that, I already have I'm already logged into the service. So we're going to flip over to Issues and Controversies, and I'm going to search for the Panama Canal, since that is my topic for this year. So you can see that it's already got a bunch of results that I could use. So it's got some articles. There's the Panama Canal, Americans hand over the Panama Canal, construction of the canal, the chronology of the canal. And then it goes into some other things that may or may not be related, but it looks like the top results are going to be helpful. It's also got a list of primary sources that you could use, just like the other databases. So if you decide to use a primary source from here, you could cite this as a primary source and it would count as one of your database requirements if you were to use it. There's also images, which could be helpful. It looks like this is a picture of President Taft inspecting the Panama Canal in 1909. The canal wasn't quite built yet, but this could be something I might want to include in my appendix. So lots of different source ideas that we could use. The other thing I like about Issues and Controversies is that sometimes, depending on your topic, it may have one of these pro and con type articles. So it has a full article that talks about the issue right here, the backgrounds, the case for and against whatever the question is. It also has a conclusion and a bibliography. So if you were looking for sources and you were having trouble finding some, you might be able to access some of these. Looks like most of these for me are books, and so I might not be able to access them as easily. There's also some discussion questions. So if you're looking for some questions to answer or some other things to consider, like perspectives or issues in your History Day paper, some of these questions might be useful for you. So I would definitely want to save this one. Now, the other thing, too, I'll say is that when you cite things, again, you want to be careful and maybe not just copying this straight into your Google Doc. You can, but sometimes they're not always accurate, so you want to check with me first. If you have any troubles or help or need help citing the source, just let me know. Now, I will say about Issues and Controversies, it is a little bit more limited, but it does have very good information. So depending on your topic, you may or may not find anything in here based on your primary source or your primary topic. You may have to use like one of your subtopics. Like, for example, there's a student researching the New Deal that was offered by President Roosevelt in the 30s. Some of those more obscure topics, you might have to drill down a little bit or look at the New Deal and use that as a secondary source. So if you need help with it, please let me know and I'd be happy to assist you. The other thing I like about this one database is it will read things aloud to you. So if you have your headphones, you could put those in and the database will read the article to you as well if that's a struggle. So if you have any questions about using this database, please let me know.